Hey guys, how we doing? How's everyone doing in the koi world? Joe? Good day,
Yeah, I'm
buddy?
good. I'm good, mate. Yeah, it's warming up and freezing over at night. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. We always start these things by talking about the weather, but like Ricky says, it makes a difference, doesn't it, in this hobby?
It's quite a British thing to do as well, isn't it? So yeah, it's been. I've had a week away from everything. Sort of come back, and it's all yeah, go as you know. Uh, I don't think we could start tonight without the sad news that we've heard today that's been filtering through the world of koi, the koi world, the passing of Keith from Koi Water Barn. Did some work with Keith last year. Lovely guy. Just yeah, a really sad day, and yeah, a heartfelt condolence from everyone at Koi Wholesale and the Koi Talk team. It's just dreadful news, and yeah, I know a lot of people had a lot of time for Keith as a person, and from an industry side of things, he was a pillar. You know, I can't think of many shows and many events that Keith didn't show his face at and wasn't involved. So yeah, huge loss to the industry, and obviously heartfelt condolences to family and friends. So yeah. Seems difficult to move on at this point, but obviously we have a fitted slot, the auction going this evening. So yeah, how's the week been, Joe? Whilst I've been away.
Yeah, it's been good. I've been busy with filling in on a podcast for Koi Talk and other bits and bobs. So, but yeah, I think yeah, I don't think it's with eased things for you on your return from holiday. I think you've come back and it's busier than it was when you left. So it shows how pivotal that Chris is to the koi koi
Well,
wholesale business.
it's like this treadmill just keeps going and going and going, and you don't get off because you've got to get back on it at some stage. So yeah, it's fun and games, and yeah, it's getting hot in the polytunnels now as well. I mean, I know you're a little bit concerned about the temperature, Joe. You've been telling me that you're worried about this hot weather.
Yeah, I've got a ginger complexion, Chris. It's not good. So I asked if them polytunnel sheets are UV protected so that I don't get sunburn, but yeah, I think I'm going to end up with it if I
Yeah.
don't wear sun cream. But yeah, it's definitely warming up. How was your holiday, Chris?
Yeah, it was good. It was great. I must admit. Went to Portugal for a week, and yeah, my little girl had an ear infection in both ears, so we were that family that everyone hated on the flight because yeah, bless her, she was struggling a little bit with her ears. But yeah, it's nice to get away, and yeah, we had a good breakaway. So yeah, can't complain, mate. Can't complain. So yeah, you've had the camera out the last week or so.
Yeah,
So yeah, we've got some decent fish this evening, I see.
yeah. So if I just shift us over into this, we can
Wow.
have a look at yeah. I
I've been
think we
away
need
for a
sound
week.
effects.
Wow, yeah. Shh.
Yeah, that's what we need. Sound
Yeah.
effects. I'm gonna get
Been
onto
away
Ricky
for a
about
week,
that.
you know, it's all changed. So yeah, we've got first fish. I know you've got a bit of a sneaky soft spot for these.
I do. To be fair, it's really hard to picture these. Right? I had to because a lot of these fish tonight are quite a lot bigger, and getting the right color bowl, you'll test for this as well. It's really difficult to get the color blue right for the bowl so that it doesn't bounce off the side of the
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bowls or back on. And with these, because they're quite a blue fish already, this photo really doesn't do this koi justice. It's a really stunning um, example, to be fair. And when we play the video, I think people will see it. But yeah,
Yeah, I think the video probably does it a bit more justice, doesn't it?
yeah,
And obviously, Ayahuasca, we always get this sort of, you know, have you got any? Where can I get them? You know, they're not far off being fairly exclusive to the farm Marasaka. I know Yamanaka Oya does some as well. It's a farm that does some weird and wonderful bits, but certainly from a growth perspective, yeah, Marasaka is the one. And they grow for a Deutsch fish. They do grow at an alarming rate. I mean, it's they're probably not a fish that you automatically jump to and think, oh, they can grow, but yeah, they pack it on. So yeah, tiny little fish. We're starting this one at 100 quid. Nice sort of Sugoke along the back there, so you got this nice zipper line of scales along the dorsal fin. Nice quirky face. Yeah, all in all, if you're into this sort of variety, then what's not to like, sort of thing. So
Yeah,
Beacon straight in there, 120 pounds. I'm going to start the timer now. 5 minutes,
play this
guys. I'll give you a
video.
heads up. Let's get the video playing, mate.
I think you can really
Yeah,
see
he's
like the true color of the head and the body is a lot cleaner than what it looks like on that photo.
yeah.
Um,
Always a problem in that fish house trying to get the exposure and the light correct, isn't it? But
yeah, it's really
uh,
difficult, but you can kind of see that the contrast between the skin color and the pigment on the head is really strong, and it's more like a syrupy amber color. It's really nice. I think it's one of the best examples of ayahuasca that we've got on the farm from the harvest we've done, or at least the best one I've
yeah,
seen.
all in all, I think the video does the fish far more justice. Let's see if we can get that playing again.
Yeah, it's a nice little feature that it's got that kind of. I guess I don't know whether you'd call it motor guru in this. Would you call it motor guru? Oh, have we lost him? I think we might have lost Chris. It always seems to happen when I'm on live. We seem to lose Ricky or Chris. But yeah, it's still at £120. But I guess the timer carries on going with this one until Chris returns. Still on holiday. That's the way I see it. So Chris's timer's going to go off, isn't it, before he returns for sure. Oh, I think we might have him back here. Let me just see if I can add him into the. Are you there?
Yeah, it's the connection at the office, mate. Apologies for that, guys. It's yeah, something about the internet up north, mate. It just doesn't like.
You are Ricky, apparently. It always seems to happen when I'm on with you are Ricky.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, it's a nightmare, mate. So yeah, I don't know where I cut off there. I just carried on talking. So yeah, I don't know whether I was talking to myself there or not, but yeah, it provided a bit of entertainment. So yeah, one of these varieties that they're a bit of a marmite fish. I really like them, and I've been fortunate enough to sort of watch a lot of them develop over the last few years. And they're sort of a little bit of a yeah, an unknown quantity to a lot of customers. But like I say, in terms of characteristics, uniqueness, growth potential, yeah, they're up there for me as a curiosity variety. And I think there's something, yeah, quite striking as well in terms of variety. And the fact that you can't really get access to a lot of them, yeah, even more so. So looks like we've got a couple of people involved in this one, currently at 140. I think what we'll probably do, because I disappeared there, I don't know, I couldn't see anything. We'll add another minute or so onto that one. So we're currently at 140 with Graham, or we're looking for 145 to keep this one alive. I think you're right. The video does do it justice quite a lot more, doesn't it? Just shows the
Yeah.
clarity on that head.
It's when it swims over to this there, you see the true kind of real in-person colour of it.
Mm.
Um, and unless I go fiddling around with a picture, you can't, which we don't do. You can't really give it justice in a photo, no matter how bright the flash is on the camera. Just because of that
Yeah,
natural blue pigment in the body.
Yeah, this was actually fish that was in the stash pond as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's.
I don't know how you managed to prize this one away, mate.
I know. I think he's got to let a few go, hasn't he? But this is, yeah, it was in one of Ricky's top eye ponds. I think, like I say, probably one of the better examples, if not the best, of the ayahuasca that we have on the farm. Yeah, we've not had a lot of variety the last couple of weeks in terms of on the auctions. We've done a Sakai and a Dainichi one, so this one really is a different variety. I know that we occasionally get some people that are after a bit of variety on these auctions, and I think we've got quite a
Yeah,
few
yeah.
different things tonight.
I think that's the thing, isn't it, with koi? I mean, it's you've got your go Sankey nuts, but you've also got people like the weird and wonderful. And
Yeah,
yeah, I like to think that we're able to cater for everyone in that sense. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like we've got too much activity. I'm getting a message to say we've got a bit of a lag tonight, which is unfortunate, Joe. But it is what it is, buddy. These things happen. So I'll extend for another. I think if we give it another minute, Joe.
yeah.
So if people are involved and want to bid on this, please let us know. We're looking for 145 to keep this one alive.
Do you still call it Motor Guru, the colour in the base of the pecs, even if it's not black and like on a shower?
So it's a comment that a few people in the industry have looked at me and sort of given me a weird face. But with regards to when it's like red, Benny or orange, it's Motoaka. So it's
Motoaka.
yeah, but in terms of this variety, it's it's a unique tone of pigment. It's almost like a yellowy, golden, orange tone. So I don't know whether they refer to the same. Certainly in Shisui, it's Motoaka, for example, or in Asagi, for example. So similar to the sense that Benny. 30 seconds left, guys. Similar to the sense that sort of Benny, he, Aka, sort of all variants of orange and red. So yeah. So we've got about 30 seconds left, guys. If anyone is involved, then please let us know. We're looking for 150 to keep this one alive. At the end of this video, I will be looking to call it. Rob Wright in at the last moment there, we're 150. So we're looking for 155 to keep this up if anyone wants to push the boat out a little bit and up the bid a bit. We're looking for 155 to keep this alive. B Kukoi 155.
Got
Any
really
advances on 155? 160 we're looking for. Sorry, Joe.
It's got a really nice head shape. This big mouth, big nice round head. I think it's potentially quite big for a Doitsu fish. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's not nice physical. It's got nice characteristics, isn't it? 160 Graham Orr. We're looking for 165. 15 seconds left, guys. We will have to call what's on the screen. So we're currently with Graham Orr at 160. 5 seconds left. 165 to keep it alive. Going once. Going twice. Sold.
Well done.
For 160 to Graham Orr. Thank you for that, Graham. I think, yeah, you bagged yourself a decent fish there. If you could just follow the instructions on the screen, Chris at koi-wholesale.co.uk with your name, number, and preferred koi dealer and the reference number. That would be much appreciated. It saves us a lot of time chasing, Joe, as you're starting to find out.
Yeah. We're just if you can give us that dealer detail, we'll be able to get it out to you as soon as possible.
Yeah, Ace. So next up, mate, what we got?
We got.
Oh yeah.
Now this
So
is
before everyone starts screaming, it's got red on the face and in the pectoral fins. We actually did a piece on this particular fish. It was one of sort of maybe 6 or 7 fish, and it was a demonstration of how differing styles of Sankey can develop. And this was one that sort of like a lot of people were like, not so sure about that, because as a smaller fish, it was quite heavy, quite cluttered sort of style pattern. but it's all about the skin and the body on this fish.
Yeah, it's got. I mean, also the Benny quality as well is quite something. You know, and the
Look
Sumi
those, man.
quality. Yeah, it's you know, it's got its merits. I think Taniguchi's not one that I, you know, straight away off the top of my head goes Sankey, but wow. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know much about Taniguchi, to be fair.
it's I've been buying fish from that farm probably since first year Ricky started buying them, and Sankey wise, he's an absolute ninja. He really is. Clark's
Really.
Koi, big fan of Taniguchi fish. I know Martin straight in with 400 quid. Um, it's an absolute weapon of a farm when it comes to Sankey. Yeah, it is. My opinion, value for money and quality, it's up there. You can certainly sort of get quite a lot further with your money at this farm than you can do, for example, some of the Nagata farms. So yeah,
Wow.
top farm. Yeah, look at that video.
Yeah, I think we had you know, Ricky put it really well in the, you know, another fish that we had on last week. If it didn't have them little bits that people are going to pick up on originally, it just wouldn't be in this auction tonight. Most
No,
likely be staying, and it wouldn't be having a £300 start bid price. So it's all
no,
relative, as you say.
it is relative, and I think a lot of people are quick to sort of point out the negatives of the fish, but being relative, if you're paying sort of top dollar for a fish like this, then you probably wouldn't be inclined to make compromises. But I think at the moment, as it stands, it's sort of going for around 400 quid for this sort of quality. It's yeah, it just ain't happening for this size and sort of yeah, all the other attributes of the fish. And skin on it is just outrageous. It really is. It's a fish that needs that bit of vision on it. Again, I always say it, as the body fills out, you're going to get more of this white ground on the fish. So at that point, that balance and the harmony of the fish become far more sort of integral. The overall image of the fish starts to come into play. So I mean, it looks like Clark's is out on his own at the moment with 400 quid. We're looking for yeah, £10 increments basically. So we're looking for 410 on this one. If anyone is interested, we've got 3 minutes to go on this one. So I mean, I guess Joe, probably a few people have said to me about Taniguchi. Probably not a farm that instantly sort of falls into hobbyists' mindsets as well when they think of Go Sankey. But yeah, Sankey, Kahaku, certainly, yeah, absolute superb varieties. Ginrin Showa as well, some Ginrin Kahaku, and obviously the famous Golden Corn as well from the farm. That's probably what it's in recent years best known for.
Well,
Um,
the
so
only thing that I knew of, so that shows you how new I am to the hobby.
yeah, but he's a real master of smaller fish, and yeah, when I used to run the shop, it was yeah a breeder that a lot of people would show smaller fish, sort of smaller Finnish fish in the smaller sizes. So yeah, I'm huge admirer of the sort of mindset and ethic of the farm as well. He's certainly not one to sort of hang on to fish too long, if that makes sense. He's very much, if you want to buy it, it's for sale sort of thing, which doesn't happen at a lot of farms when they're smaller. So, yeah, a bit of a more, a different spin on it, if you will, when you're looking at the commercial aspect of the farm. Martin Smith, how are we doing, Martin? Received a few fish off of us a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I'm sure. I haven't heard. I've been away, but yeah, hopefully they're all settling in well, Martin, and yeah, they're growing lovely in your pond. It's pretty stunning. Yeah, I think I showed it to you. It was yeah, something a bit special, Martin's pond. So yeah, so we've got a few more people interested now. Regrettably, we have got a lag. We've got a few gremlins in the system tonight. So yeah, hopefully you're still with us. So we're looking at 420 at the moment with Clark's. Let's play the video one last time. We've got a minute left, guys. So if anyone is interested, then please let me know. We've got 1 minute left on this one. So currently at 420, Martin in with 430. So we're looking for 440, apologies, to keep this one alive. So we are 30 seconds from calling it. So yeah, if anyone is interested, please let us know. We're looking for 440, apologies, to keep this one going. 440 from Clark's, 20 seconds left. Looking for 450 or something a little bit higher to blow it out the water. 10 seconds left, guys. Currently at 440, looking for 450 or higher to win it. Going once. Martin Smith, 450, going twice.
Wow.
Sold for 450 to Martin Smith. Another fish to add to his lovely collection. So yeah, super fish there. I think obviously, withstanding what we've already said, the qualities of this fish are just outstanding. And it is a fish that we were really gutted about at the farm, to be honest with you. That's how highly it was regarded. You know, female Taniguchi, skin quality, pigment quality like this is hard to achieve, particularly at this price point. So yeah, fair play, Martin. A lovely fish there, and thank you very much for your support again.
I can see a comment from Martin Wheeler. A lot of fish for the money. £450 for, 54 centimetre Sankia. That quality is,
Yeah, notwithstanding the female part as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's move on.
Yeah.
This is one. I've picked this. So if this doesn't go well, I might be going down the job centre tomorrow. To be fair, I think with a lot of these Shiros, myself and you, Chris, these Omasako Nisa that we've kind of been through them a few times, but sometimes you kind of can come back to these fish, and this one I think has developed that head pattern just would to die for, and I love the kind of crazy sumi pattern, underneath the skin. If that all came up, it could be a really striking. It'd be very heavy, and I still think there's more to come on the face. But I just think, wow, Motoguru and the pecs, the Shiroji where it is, it's nice, and the head colour's not too yellow. Which on a few of these, that you can see like a pinkish yellowish hue. It's quite white. But I think there's just a bit of Shiroji on that face, isn't there? Just going to be left.
It's an unpolished gem, isn't it? At the end of the day, there's still a lot to happen with this fish. It's just whether people share the vision and sort of have the vision that I have in my head when I look at this fish. Like you say, plenty of sumi to be developed throughout the fish. And when you actually look at the windows of Shiroji, it's actually got that textbook sort of ichimatsu or what people call checkered sort of pattern. So for every part of sumi, there's an opposing piece of Shiroji. So it's that harmony in terms of textbook sort of Shiro style pattern. Is right up there, but it's just sitting underneath the skin at the moment. So yeah, for me, it's like all fish, it's an investment and probably quite a smart investment with a starting price like that. So yeah, I'll get the video playing. Have we got the video?
Yeah, let's go.
So you sort of do a little bit.
See that Shiroji quality on that right shoulder as well.
I think it probably does a bit more justice to the Ginrin as well, with it moving and catching the light on that one. It's in terms of sumi development, it's just a case of sitting back and waiting. And obviously from the Omasako lineage, we know they can achieve good sizes. That is one of the reasons, not just the other attributes of the fish, in terms of growth, ability, etc. But the cleanliness, this is no sign of secondary heat or anything like that. And also Ginrin Shiro from the farm, although they do produce them, they're certainly not as in abundance as normal Shiro.
No, we're gonna say that I've seen Ginrin Shiro, like I've seen a lot of the Okawa Ginrin Shiro, but I can't really think of many Omasako Ginrin Shiro. Like I can't see many that have been like Sansai and above, but I
Yeah,
haven't been to the farm.
numbers wise in general, it's predominantly Shiro production wise, it's normal Wagoi Shiro at Surrey, not Ginrin. But yeah, they do produce examples, and like anything at this farm, when they tend to do it, it tends to be sort of on another level sort of thing. But yeah, we digress a little bit, mate. It looks like we've racked up a couple of uh, bids whilst we've been chatting away. So we're currently sat at £80 with Steve Leaf. Oh, apologies, got the wrong one playing there, Joe. That was my fault.
Doing a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah. So we're looking for 85 on this one to keep this one alive. I think it's worth £85 of anyone's money. I sort of think if you look at the nose of the fish, you could just see the sumi sitting underneath the face, right on the nose of the fish, and then there's two white areas just either side of the eyes. Now, if having seen a lot of development with Omasako Shiros, I would be pretty confident in saying you're going to get this sort of what people refer to as like a panda sort of face. So you're going to get this sort of these white areas surrounded by black. It just adds that sort of character to the pond.
Yeah, it's going to be like a cross, isn't it? The mouth is going to be black with that cross section.
Yeah, you're going to get this sort of memoir, hachiwa sort of style pattern across the face, which is quite indicative of a lot of Shiros and now Showa from the farm as well. So, yeah, it's cracking little piece, mate. We've got a couple of minutes to go on this one. Graham Orr back involved. We're looking at £100, so 105 to keep this one alive.
We've got a question from Elmod 2002. Is delivery an option for any of these fish? You'd go through one of our dealers, and I'm guessing if you speak to any of the dealers in your area, they'll be able to discuss delivery with you separately as well.
Yeah, I mean, on the website, you'll see the dealer listings. You can contact any of our authorized dealers on the Koi Wholesale website. So if you visit the link connected to that, there we go, straight on the bottom, you can contact any of the dealers on there. You're welcome to place the bid without contacting them, and then we will do the rest to liaise with the dealer and arrange delivery, etc. So yeah, hopefully that answers a few questions. So we've got a minute left, Joe, on this one. Surplus koi, we've got up to £110 with this. So we're looking for 105 to keep this one alive.
Quite a few people left in here. I think the lag looks to be on YouTube side because there's some people bidding.
Okay, so maybe we'll try and pivot on this one and keep this going a little bit longer then, Joe, because I think it's a worthwhile piece, and if we've got a few people involved, seems fair to keep it going a little bit longer. So I mean, obviously, one of the famous attributes from Omasako Koi Farm is obviously not just the size, but the sumi quality and skin quality that a lot of the top pieces achieve. Pretty much on the All Japan side of things, the farm pretty much sponsors most of the Shiro awards on the show scene. So yeah, it's a super little example and a farm that just absolutely dominates Shiro Tsuru production.
Mm-hmm. There's an interesting.
Joe, are you with us, mate?
Oh, yeah,
Seems
I'm here.
having a technical issue again with the internet, which is regrettable.
There was an interview I watched with him and Koi Farm in the US,
Oh,
Taki.
Kodama, yeah.
Yeah, and he was talking about how to select the best Shiro, and he was saying to look for Sumi inside the gill plate and along the bottom of the dorsal, so inside the gill plate and along the dorsal, and it's a sign that in later life the Sumi strength is going to be good. And
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
two Shiros I've selected tonight, it has that. So who
It,
knows? It might add something.
they're little indicative things that sort of we look for with selection as well. You know, predicting good quality sumi is key for a fish that is only two colours.
Mm.
You know, it's like having a kahaki that's got no potential of any reds. It becomes a fairly redundant exercise at that point. So looks like we're gathering momentum a little bit now, Joe. I mean, I must admit, I disappeared myself there a minute ago from the screen. I don't know whether you could still hear my voice, but yeah, we'll play the video one last time, and I think we'll probably. Should we give this another minute, Joe?
Yeah.
Let's give this another minute. So 1 minute starting from now, guys. We're currently sat at £140, so we're looking for 145 to keep this one alive. Howie, Coy, how are we doing? Matt, had a good session with Matt yesterday down at the farm. Got some cracking pieces selected for you guys. So yeah, hopefully you had a good journey back. So we're currently sat at 150 with Howie Coy. We're looking for
Crafty Coy, who's seen this fish in the flesh as well. When he came up to the
yeah.
farm last week, so he got first glance on this fish.
So we've got 15 seconds left, guys. We're currently sat at 150. We're looking for 155 or something a bit bigger to blow it out the water. 5 seconds left. Currently sat at 150. Sold for 150. Yeah, tidy little fish that. Yeah, I don't think any complaints on the price point there. And yeah, a fish moving forward. Yeah, I think one of Matt's customers is going to be pretty damn happy with, to be honest with you. So yeah, happy days. On to the next one. So NND Yamabuki, probably a variety that automatically people don't jump to when they think of NND Koi Farm, but the quality of the Yamabuki is exceptional. They've got this fantastic tone to them as well, and an amazing blendiness and fukurin. So yeah, it's going to be a popular piece, no doubt. Female, 44 cm. I know probably the video and the picture, the lighting was mucking you around a little bit, Joe. But yeah,
it was a really sunny day, so you can see where the door opens, somebody walks in later on and blasts the sunlight across. But it gives you a good, that you can see the fukurin and the skin coloration is the pigment's really strong on this, and it's got a feature that I really love in Yamabuki as well, where it's got the white tips on the edge of the fin. I just really think with Yamabuki, I don't know whether it's a desired thing, but for me personally, it just adds something a little bit different, a little bit of a weird effect.
I've always got a massive thing about the transition from the head to the body. So having this real clean head with Yamabuki and then transitioning to the body and having that sort of seamless transition. And this fish has got that, which is a really nice feature. And you mentioned the fukurin on the fish as well. That's just going to build and build and build as the fish gets older. That's going to be a great skin quality attribute with this fish. So yeah, all in all, size wise, it's one of our grow on fish, so it's by no means a slouch. Sort of 44 cm female with skin and pigment attributes like this, currently at £200 with David Bramwell. A few people seeing some value in this fish, so yeah, it's one of the things with this, but obviously typically what a lot of people say is, we look for the really light Yamabuki, which is quite accurate of most selections with Yamabuki. But the tone of this particular lineage from NND, it really does seem to hold itself quite well. We've seen it on multiple examples that even the sort of darker ones, they maintain that tone. It's very, very consistent in that sense.
Yeah.
So we've not seen too much fluctuation in terms of, typically, if you're looking at Izumi Yamabuki, for example, that's probably the go-to farm that springs to mind with this variety. You sort of picking skin, body shape, and look for the lighter ones with the knowledge that they're going to darken as they get older. These seem to be pretty consistent in terms of they maintain that pigment, which is is unusual, to be honest with you. But it makes it quite easy to read the fish because they do seem to be quite consistent in that sort of tone of pigment. So a little bit of a snippet of info for you there on this NND lineage.
Yeah.
So,
really interesting.
Yeah, and probably look quite good in the sun as well.
Yeah, I think for Yamabuki, for me personally, that I've got a friend who's got a really stunning example. Paul McLennan took one to the Great British Koi Show last year, but I think with this one and with many of the top examples I've seen, the fukurin plays such a big part. And if you're not sure
Yeah,
what fukurin is, it's that the skin that separates the scales. Tell me if I'm being wrong, but the skin that
that's
separates the
pretty
scales,
good. Yeah, pretty good,
and it
mate. Yeah,
and it like raised from the scales as well, isn't it? And it creates this like bobbling effect, like a textured effect to a fish. And when they
yeah,
grow
yeah,
out and
yeah,
they're really big,
yeah, yeah.
it's oh, it's one of the
It's
best things.
it's a very desired skin quality, certainly from a breeder's perspective. But when it's demonstrated on the show scene, it's just that added dimension to the fish. It turns what is a two-dimensional skin, like you said, to this sort of shaped, created, almost bubble sort of effect. But when it's done in very high quality,
Yeah,
it's outrageous. It really is a fantastic characteristic. And when you've got single coloured fish, all the more important that these details sort of stand out. So we're currently got a minute left, guys. So David, it looks like you're out on your own at the moment. But if anyone is interested, then we're looking for 205 to move this one forward. Otherwise, David's going home with a brand new fish here. So yeah, I think you're right that detail, that scale alignment as well. That's another thing
yeah,
on any koi, but particularly single coloured koi. The scale alignment of the fish, a detail that is probably overlooked by a lot of people. But you've only got to have one or two scales that throw out that sort of symmetry.
yeah.
So yeah, you can
There's
see on
been
this example, it's pretty cock on. So yeah.
there's been fish
Sorry
that
to interrupt, Joe.
no,
We've got
it's
10 seconds left.
fair enough.
So we've got we're getting carried away. We've got 5 seconds left, so we're looking for 205 to keep this one alive. Raz straight in at the end there with 210. And yeah, that's your lot, guys. I just literally clicked off of the timer there. So with £210.
Well done.
Raz has nicked that right at the death there. So yeah, congratulations, Raz. Cracking fish there. David, apologies. It's one of these things with the auctions. So yeah, if you could please let us know, Raz, with details on the bottom, Chris at koi-wholesale.co.uk, your name, phone number, preferred koi dealer, and a koi reference number. That would be much appreciated. So yeah, onwards and upwards, I guess, mate. Where are we next?
So this was the other one that I picked out from
Yeah,
the Omasako pond. This one a bit more traditional. I think people are going to probably get this one a bit more.
yeah.
Um, just waiting on that little bit on that left-hand side to come up, aren't you? And, talking about perfect balance.
Yeah, yeah. Again, immediately I'm looking at that fish. Body line, very good. Head structure, very good. The rest is just sort of a waiting game. It's just wait for that sort of body volume to increase. You can clearly see the sumi forming on the nose. So it's just it's a sit back and wait sort of job. Quite an easy fish to read, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah, I think it just needs time. But yeah, it's going to get that kind of lightning strike effect down the head. It got motor guru in both pecs and in the
Mm,
tail. Yeah, just the perfect amount of shiroji. I think there is going to be, towards the head. I think that right, the left shoulder of the koi, there's more to come there as well. So it is going to be quite sumi heavy, but I think that's probably the most popular type of shiro, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think the white windows on the fish are going to be
Yeah,
pivotal, and the quality of the shiroji is good. So I think all round from a technical standpoint, okay, it needs to some sumi consolidation. You can see that on that side. Probably the picture demonstrates it a little bit better. Um, but yeah, it's going to be quite an attractive fish for me, particularly from this farm. Your budget doesn't really go that far with young, sort of higher quality shiros. So a little bit looks like you're having a bit of a nightmare with the
yeah, you can see
exposure
how
there.
much it changes depending on where the sun catches the ball, but you can
Yeah, the
see it
the
probably best there.
yeah, that's probably a good indication of it. But yeah, nice skin, nice flowery, nice uh, sort of harmonious sumi style pattern going down the fish. And like you say, it's just a case of sitting back and waiting for that sumi to form on the left hand side, which I'm certainly not going to put my house on it, but I wouldn't be far off doing it because it's sat right underneath the skin there. It's just a case of sit back and waiting. So we're currently at 95 quid at the moment. We've got 3 minutes left. So yeah, if anyone is involved, my mind would be blown if it goes for 95 quid. So to avoid any disappointment, yeah, please let us know. We're looking for 100 quid to keep this one alive.
These have really
In
kind of
turn,
plowed on with Sumi development, haven't they, over the last kind of month or so? I know obviously you were involved in doing the Chibanisa event that we did, but these, I've watched them develop, and they are even at the temperature they're at, and have been for the last few months. Sumi's still progressing, so that
yeah,
myth that Sumi can't develop in high temperatures. Obviously, it can, but just not as quick as it might do in
I
lower
think it's
temperatures.
down to fish, individual fish as well.
Yeah,
I've seen examples that bust the trend. I've seen examples that yeah do validate that sort of comment, but it's down to the individual fish. But I think it's more extremities of temperature rather than
yeah.
sort of warm water. Um, so we've got that koi guy in at £100. So we're looking for 105 or something a little bit bulkier to keep this one going. We've got a minute and a half left. Gary McKay, how we doing, Gary? We're in at 105. So we're looking for 110 or something a little bit heavier to nudge this one up and secure it. So we've got a minute and a half left, guys. So yeah, just keep in mind that we might have lags going on. So if you are up to date and you've got a budget in mind and you don't want to miss out, then please don't push it to the last moment. Otherwise, I think we could go on all night, Joe, couldn't we, with some of these fish? So I think we need to put a bit of a realistic time cap on each fish. So yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult because when you can see when somebody's really wants a fish, whether they're in through the bidding process throughout, and then
Mm.
right at the last second, someone will come in with a bid. So I think you just got to try, and it's difficult for us to manage, but also for people to try and get fish at the best prices. But like Chris says, if you've got a budget in mind, some of these like Omasako, 105 quid. good value, I'd say.
Yeah, crafty, obviously, like the farm is his second home. It's becoming so. Yeah, sort of a big fan of these fish. So we're at 105 quid, looking for 110. We've got 20 seconds left, guys. So yeah, if you're involved, then please let us know. If not, looks like someone's getting a bit of a steal here. So 10 seconds left. We're looking for 110 or something a little bit more lively to get us going. Any advances on 105? Going once. Going twice. Sam Hunt in there, 120. And sold for 120 to Sam Hunt. Thank you very much, Sam. Right in there at the last moment there. Just bear with me. Having quite a few messages come through on the other phone. Joe, I don't know if you are on it.
No.
Oh, just me.
Just you.
Mate, honestly, my phone today. Oh my god. It's been yeah. Yeah, it's been like the Koi hotline today, mate.
That's what happens when you go away for a week, Chris. Everybody misses you.
Yeah, oh yeah, I don't
Not
like
allowed
that.
to do it now. That's it. Last time you're allowed.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah, so, but yeah, cracking little fish there, and
Well done.
yeah, I think it is what it is, isn't it, Joe? These auctions, you know, that's why people get involved in it. I know that's why we do it from a commercial point of view. You know, when we're buying fish in Japan, you're sort of looking to get that sort of fish that perhaps you can see something in it that other people can't. Or so, yeah, I think
Yeah.
Obasako Shiro, that quality for that price. Yeah, hats off to Sam there. That's a cracking little piece. So, what we got next?
This next lot is my favourite from the lot. I know Ricky's going to kill me because some really expensive fish in this, but yeah, this one is my favourite of the lot, and it starts at 50
Oh,
quid. It's a real out there, and I know we've done. This fish has been in with Ricky's yellow monkeys, hasn't it? This fish, it's been in with the Dainichi yellow monkeys. I'm not sure
yeah,
how it got there, but it's up there. I think Ginrin quality. Like this fish really does
that's a
stand
little
out.
fish. Yeah, that's a banging little fish. I think you probably what you summed up something there. If this sort of had the red tiger tag on it, then
Yeah,
it's not. It's not. Even from a trade perspective, we ain't buying it for 50 quid. So
no,
that's where it's just important to look at the individual fish sometimes as well, and sort of not get masked by everything around it. You know, look at the fish, look at the qualities, body line good, head shape good, ginrin is ridiculous.
and
Yeah,
just one of the other things on this as well that I think I don't know whether you could class it as Fukarin, but it's got like the honeycomb effect. I'll play the video. You can kind of see it in the video a bit more. It's almost like it's got not Fukarin because the scales aren't raised, but I just think when this fish grows out and them scales get bigger and the skin comes up, you can see like this honeycombing, and it
mm,
just looks unbelievable.
just that detail in between the scales, isn't it? Creating that
Yeah,
sort of effect. I mean, video there probably not doing it as much justice as the picture. Looks a little bit underexposed on the video, so it is a nightmare in that fish house, mate. I've been there, I've done it. It's yeah, fun and games sometimes, but yeah, it's a little weapon of a fish that is, mate. I think with the body characteristics of the fish, if that achieves sort of, you know, 60, 65, 70 cm, then yeah, you're looking at a pretty impressive fish. That Ginrin is outrageous.
mm, yeah. I think I said to Ricky last week on the last auction that I would whether or not we'd get the videos sent back to us is another question, but you know, if people would, you know, we don't want to be chasing hundreds of people to give us videos, but you know, would people who are buying these fish from the auction consider showing us how they get on with these fish, because I personally would really like to see how this grow. You know, if whoever takes this home, I'd love to see what it looks like this time next year, because
Yeah,
you know,
sometimes like when you're a dealer, it can be a bit difficult because you sort of buy the fish, sell the fish. There's a quick turnaround, but the good thing at the farm is we get to see the fish for quite a long time, watch the fish develop, and you pick up different traits with different breeders, different characteristics, what to look for, not what to look for. Ultimately, it sort of hits, you normally learn the hard way with you through your pocket, so the fish that don't turn out as you wished, don't look at it in a sense that, that's a waste of money. That's probably saved you money moving forward because you won't make that mistake again.
yeah, no, I kind of totally agree with you, and I just think, some of the Tosai that we're selling at the minute, with the Sakai and the Dainichi stuff, and this one, for example,
Mm,
the Ginrin Showa and the Ginrin Shiro that we sold earlier. I personally would be really interested to see how they get on with them. Especially I guess when I'm sticking them on here. I hope that people are getting good value and pleased with them 1 year on. It'd be really cool
mm.
to see.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, in terms of variety, the qualities are there. Good body line as well. That's one thing that I'm really sort of, anal about. I don't like sort of curvy body lines. I'm all about, has to have a strong structure to the fish. And look at
Yeah,
that. That's pretty cock on, that is.
it is.
Nice head shape as well. I like to see, especially in smaller fish, that proportion of the head to the body. So yeah, it's awesome little fish, and looks like we've got a few people involved in this. Looks like David's pushed himself out there. Got a minute and 20 seconds left on this one.
Yeah.
Sorry, just reading a few comments on the side there. Minute left, guys. So we're looking for 205 or something a little bit chunkier to secure this one. So we're currently sat at £200 with David Bramwell. 45 seconds left. So yeah, if anyone's got 205 for me or a little bit bigger, then please say your piece now. I think we've admired this fish for quite a while, mate. Oh, 30 seconds left, guys. 225 with Phil Norton. How are we doing, Phil? Any advances on 225, please let us know. We've only got 20 seconds left on this one. I'm going to have to call what is on the screen. So we're currently sat at 225 with Phil. 225, 10 seconds left. Any advances? Or Matt straight in there, 240. David straight in there, 250. Couple of seconds left. And we're done. Sorry, I just turned off the alarm, but yeah, we're done there.
Oh,
I got so excited that I cancelled the timer, but yeah. Wow.
oh, yeah. That I think there were some sneaky sniper bids going on there, Chris.
Oh
Well
wow.
done, David.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah,
To be
fair
fair,
play.
David missed out on one with a sniper bid earlier, so I'm pleased that he's
Yeah,
got
good
that one.
David.
And that would be
Yeah,
my favourite, David.
yeah. Cracking little fish, and I know it's not the perfect system, guys. So apologies if you miss out, but we've got to draw a line and a time scale with these as well. It's
Yeah,
it is what it is. We give as much time as we can, and obviously give as much notice as possible. What a fish! Awesome.
well,
Good spot.
let's see what we've got next. I think we're into the last two lots. I think there's going to be a few admirers for this one. Wow, another
Right.
Taniguchi, this time male.
This is why Taniguchi needs to be taken very seriously for people that aren't familiar with this koi farm. It's just epic, mate. Skin on this fish. He's got fantastic, as well as having obviously great posture in the fish, all the other intricacies that you want. He does killer patterns as well, Joe. And I know patterns not everything, but my word, he does tick the boxes. He has a real knack and an ability to tick the boxes when it comes to that perfect sort of pattern confirmation. It's superb. There's still a lot to happen with this one as well.
Yeah, I think that you're just seeing a tiny little bit of keyword in that Benny at the sorry, Sashi at the front there, but to me the Benny depth is so strong. I still think it's got a little bit to do with the Sumi at the front as well. Yeah, all around kind of a
Very much so, yeah.
stunning fish.
Yeah, and you see the Tajima, so the black Sumi stripes in the fin as well. So this is quite sort of quite classic, where you see it forming, just almost floating in the middle of the fin. This is another sort of characteristic that people look for with strong Sumi style. You know, they look for signs like this when that Tajima just forms floating in the pec fins. So the farm in general has very strong Sumi quality across the board, but it's features like this that we look for that give it that potential moving forward. When I look at the Sumi development, you're looking at a fish that has got Sumi potential there. So that's just the final, the finishing act, if you will. Once that Sumi starts to form, you've got 3 strong pigment qualities there. Great pattern, nice body line, and you still got that finishing touch with the Sumi development as well. So yeah.
And I think it's worth. Sorry, got a video.
We got a video. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll click. So yeah, you can kind of see that Shiroji quality there. It's just absolutely banging. It's worth mentioning that this fish has come out of one of Ricky's top Nisai ponds, and it's.
I was going to say that again. He's getting soft.
He is getting soft. Like I put on the puppy dog eyes, and all of a sudden my balls are getting nice and full. So yeah, I think.
Yeah, that skin is super, isn't it?
Yeah, I think with this fish, we could have not in the correct pond at the minute for conditioning it to its absolute best. I think you'll agree with that at the minute. That pond, if you've seen it on any Ricky's live videos or anything like that, it's in quite a heavily stocked pond. So there's, for that Shiroji to be that good as it is right now, I think there's more to come from it as well.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, just.
So you got that feature. I always run my mouse over the screen as if everyone can see what I'm doing, but obviously I realise I can't. But you see, just behind that Maritan mark, you've got sort of, as you look at it on the video, just turning towards us now. That sort of, as you look at the picture now, the left-hand side, this sort of kata Sumi, which is this sort of shoulder Sumi forming right on the white skin as well, which we refer to as Subo Sumi. So it's not, I sort of always fell into the trap when I was younger that Subo Sumi is the be all and end all. The ultimate goal is the quality of the Sumi, but it is a nice attribute and it tends to make any type of Sumi more powerful when it's sat on the white ground. If you think about it from a colour filter perspective, you put any color under it, on a different base color and then put a pigment on top of it, that pigment on top will have a different characteristic depending on that base color. So when you've got that Shiroji sat underneath that Sumi, you tend to get this better Sumi quality emerging. So yeah, it's a nice feature, and I think it adds that harmony of the fish as well, where you've just got that floating Sumi across the fish. So yeah, belting fish, really nice. I think the video probably does it a bit more justice in terms of the skin quality on it.
I just think, we're talking about a Maritan Sankey with Subo Sumi with top quality shiroji and really vivid Benny.
From this farm as well.
From Taniguchi.
Yeah, that
w-
that can't be understated. Sort of the genetic side of this. He's a real whiz at getting the best out of his fish. He really is. Um, it's a farm that if I was invested in Sankey, I wouldn't hesitate to be looking. He'd be right up there in terms of looking for, Sankey to, push this fish forward. So, yeah, epic little fish. We've got a couple of minutes left on this one, Joe. So looks like Martin Clark's, how we doing, Marks? Is away at the moment with this one. So we're looking for advances of £10. So we're looking for 6-10 if anyone wants to put their hat in the ring. Yeah, it's fun. It's funny that is, because sometimes I know it's difficult, Joe. Sometimes when you look at a fish, the video does it justice. Sometimes the picture does it justice. It's very hard to capture everything all at once.
It's
So yeah,
it's the bigger fish where we have to do them in a much bigger bowl, to photograph them. There's much more, when you photograph it, the video just looks so much better on bigger fish. I've found so far.
yeah. It's tricky, isn't it, mate? And it's all a learning curve as well.
Yeah, I've got.
We'll soon get you doing 100, mate.
Chris has got really exacting standards for photography. I've been learning, but to be fair, Chris is a really, really good shooter. To be fair, so good skill.
Oh, mate. Check is in the post, buddy. Thank you. So we've got 30 seconds on this one. Clark's just telling us off for talking this fish up. But yeah, we've got 30 seconds left, guys. So if anyone is interested in picking up a bit of a bargain, then please let us know, because at this sort of price point for this quality, that's stonking, that is. So 20 seconds left. So we're looking for 6-10 if anyone wants to dip their toes, or if not, looks like Martin's adding another stonking fish to the Clark Koi collection. So last few seconds, any advances?
Well done.
Oh, for 600.
I was expecting a few sniper bids on that one then.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but obviously pleased for Martin. He's picked up a hell of a fish there. So hats off to you, Marts. Fair play for seeing the quality in that one.
Yeah.
So last fish, mate, of the night, I think, and I've had quite a few messages about this one.
Who, from Ricky telling you off?
Oh, it wasn't me. I didn't pick it.
Yeah, this fish is probably, talk about head pattern. I think that you could just take a picture of that head and wow.
So this fish has had a bit of a radical transformation. Benny quality and Sumi quality are exceptional. They really are. But it's a super. Obviously, showers can take on a varying degree of sort of appearances. You can see a lot of shower that have different qualities, but this is a really striking shower. That's probably a word that describes it quite well. Oh yeah, I see a few people are interested. I thought this might generate a bit of interest. So, have you got the picture of when it was?
Ricky sent us this through before the auction. I think he wanted to show you kind of the way that it's been going. Obviously, it's 3 years old now.
Yeah,
this was it at Tosai, so you can.
The famous Miyabi line.
I don't know much about that line, to be fair.
Denichi Toyota sort of underpins quite a lot. Very famous on the show scene as well. So yeah, in general, it's a farm that sort of brother of the Dainichi Toyota outside of Nagata. Yeah, probably his brother steals the limelight a lot. But if you're a real sort of nerdy sort of player in the koi trade, you'll know about this Miyabi line, and it's yeah, typically in terms of ascertaining fish from it is not easy. Certainly at this sort of standard and quality. Video a little bit overexposed there. There you go. That's the one.
There you go. Oh wow. Yeah.
That's mental.
Yeah, that sumi quality on the head. It's got like a smoky. I don't know what the word is for it, but the Benny, it's almost like got this such. It's so deep that it's got like a smoky undertone to it. I can't describe it any other way. But
You know what it strikes me as? Oh, sorry, mate. That was me clicking that. Almost like the intensity of like Goshki, but not the same.
yeah,
But when you get that floating Benny and you get that intensity of the Benny, it's just ridiculous. And the Sumi is still a long way from being finished as well.
yeah. This color isn't correct. The color when it comes around this side of the bowl, when it comes, there you go. Wow.
I might have to start standing out with an umbrella or something, mate.
Yeah.
Try and get rid of this the glare on the water. But yeah, you're right, mate. On these big bowls, it is tricky, mate.
Yeah.
So these types of fish from this farm, this lineage, it's not going to surprise people that they're hard to get hold of, and even more so if you're trying to buy finished pieces like this from the farm. You can forget. Honestly, mate, it's it's not telephone numbers, but it ain't far off. You know what I mean? You're not prizing Sanzai fish away from the farm that look like this. The vision of plucking fish as tosai and trying to develop them into something a bit special is where it's at. That's the
Yeah.
only way it can be achieved for these sort of price points. Because, yeah, rest assured, if you're pondside trying to pick up the Sansai version of this fish, it's it's not happening, mate. So yeah, it's wow.
I think it's also a bit of a test. I think we have to take his cap off to Ricky as well with this one. Like,
What?
and
Nah.
I know, but come on, I mean,
What's
to
he paid you for that?
I know it's just to raise it to this condition and have the
It is
foresight as well. There's absolute, you could be mistaken for thinking that that's it's a bit of a Sankey as well. Like there's not a lot of Sumi there, none on the head. He obviously has trust in his bloodline that the Sumi's going to come on the head, and it's kind of kept that Benny quality in its age. It's put on another doubled in size in 2 years.
yeah.
Um, it's still young, really, for a
It's,
shower.
it just goes to show, like the amount of people that sort of would sort of lecture me in my youth, saying that we need that show is no good because it hasn't got a sort of flowery kahaku pattern. And it was always like, it means that style of pattern means nothing to me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because it's okay, it can work where you have this nice flowery kahaku style pattern, but equally you can have a fish with an opposite style. But when the sumi starts to come through, that's when you start getting the full picture of the fish. And a lot of people are too quick to jump and look at the red and the white pattern and forget that the sumi is the finishing point of Showa.
Yeah. And again, the pond that this has come out of is not a conditioning pond. It's not a pond that's been on low temperatures and not been fed. Like this koi has been fed right up until the point that I've taken it out of the bowl. Like
Mm.
I know in somebody else's pond, somebody could condition this even better, and
Yeah, yeah,
maybe put on a lot more body as well. There's opportunity for someone to pick up a fish here that could go to a show.
yeah. I
Um,
think we've got the Shiroji just needs a condition, like you
yeah,
said. And yeah, it's show attribute fish, isn't it? The pigment
Yeah.
qualities. Although it's not shown in the video because the tail's a bit curled at the end. Yeah, there's not really anything in terms of skin quality, pigment quality. It needs a bit of volume on the body. Actually, the Shiroji looks in better condition in the video, mate.
Yeah, it does.
But killer face pattern as well. I know I shouldn't be too much of a sucker for that sort of stuff, but you can't deny a face like that, can you?
It's a bit like mine. Ricky can't deny my puppy dog face. That's why we've got these fish in this auction.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah, you must have better sort of fluttering eyes than I have, mate.
Well,
So,
since I've started, we've had a Dainichi, a Sakai, and now this. So
mate, I couldn't
must be
believe
doing something right
last week I was gobsmacked.
in his Tatigoi pond. Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable, mate. So we've had a fair bit of interest in this one. We're currently sat at 1750 with Rob Wright. I knew there was going to be a bit of interest in this one, so I've just let this run a little bit longer. Martin, if you are involved, buddy, please let us know. We're looking for 1760 to keep this one alive, or I know you've been jumping up in fairly big increments here. So if you do want to go a bit bigger, let's see if we
Yeah,
can.
I think when we're talking about this amount of investment, I think we need to give them enough time to bid to the point where they're happy with it.
A bit to the point where they're crying, yeah.
Yeah, to the crying. Yeah.
But
We're gonna have to do a koi wholesale mental consultancy or something like that. Rehab.
yeah, mate, if you suggest it, I'm sure it will come. Martin Smith back in with 1800. Few
Yes.
people messaged me saying where my tan is, Joe.
I thought you looked all right. To be fair, yeah.
Oh, thank you, mate. Yeah, I thought I looked. I'm not saying I've got Mediterranean skin, but I thought I did a bit of justice, mate, with the old farmer's tan. So currently sat at 1800 quid on this one. Rob, if you're still involved, buddy, let us know.
Yeah, what a stunner.
I know Rob's over on YouTube bidding. I've just been informed there is a little bit of a lag. It's a bit of a tricky one, isn't it, when people are invested at this sort of level?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think when you look at the Tosai image, don't know whether you can put it up, Joe.
Put it up.
It's a pretty damn radical transformation. Rob's back in with 1850, but you can see that body characteristic straight away.
Mm-hmm.
Big head, nice body line. You sort of get from most, whether it's Toyota or more so Dainichi Nagata, you get a real aggressive sort of body style. And that's one of the reasons why I'm a big fan of the genetics from this farm. Because you see when they start packing the weight on, they look like bodybuilders. They're literally, they're all, the power that the fish possess is, superb. And I think, that is not unique to the farm, because there's a lot of farms that can generate that sort of body style, but in terms of the consistency that can be produced, the Nietzsche in general, both farms have got that sort of ability to pack it on and have this aggressive sort of powerful body style. So
I think there's potential for more from this as well. Like, I know we're
Mm.
talking about a fish that's very close to being the finished article with a bit of time and conditioning. But if you notice between the sumi to the right hand side of the dorsal at Tosai, you can see the sumi linking up to that bit on the head. You see, like between. I think there's potential that could continue developing.
Well, it's been a pretty radical transformation. So there's
It has.
clearly a high yeah, high sort of propensity in the skin to generate, quality sumi. So yeah, sometimes an environment change might trigger a little bit of a speed up in that sumi production. Sometimes it might slow it down, but I think yeah, certainly size wise, development wise, we've got plenty of scope there. Um, wow, this one's growing arms and legs. Yeah, fair play. I thought it was going to go for quite a bit.
Yeah, as soon as it was in the bowl, I was just like, this is going to be one of the best lots since we've been doing this. Why do I sound like I am a pilot? I'm using a professional microphone. Also, I can call in Houston if we have a problem. I can call in Ricky.
Yeah, that's yeah. So I kind of think about it, you do sound a bit like a pilot, but yeah, I'd be a bit disappointed if you were flying my plane, though, mate. No offense.
What's that supposed to mean, honestly?
Well, you read between the lines there, mate. Martin, I'm out. Fair play, fair play. That was a good battle. That was. So I think we'll do the formalities. I think
Yeah.
it'd be pretty wild if someone just came in now and sort of tried to sniper this one. So yeah, Superfish, real good battle that one, and I'm pleased. As much as it pains me to say it, I'm pleased for Ricky in a sense that these types of fish are warranting the sort of price points that the effort and the vision and everything behind the whole Dainichi project has generated, because it's been a massive investment, both time, financially, and everything like that. So to see fish like this, yeah, doing justice is, yeah, I think everyone all round is happy there. So yeah, we'll wrap it up there, buddy, and then we've got another one next week.
Yeah, fantastic.
No doubt.
So, Rob, congratulations.
Yeah, banging fish, super fish. I'm sure your customer will be very happy with that, mate. Very
Yeah,
happy indeed.
I think that's another one again where I'd just love to see it again this time next year. I think, I think we're gonna have to do either a podcast or something about fish 1 year on from this auction. We're gonna have to try and figure it out. Maybe I'll just do it for myself, just
Yeah,
me.
maybe Joe on the road or something like that.
Joe on the road, yeah.
Please don't
No,
make
but
me do more driving.
it'd be cool for people to take videos and send them in to us. That'd be amazing as well.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
just
no,
personally.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's the part of the hobby that we love, even from a sort of professional side of things. I love seeing fish development. I love seeing it. It's superb. I had a couple of dealers message me today, sort of saying, "What do you think of this?" And it's like, wow, yeah, fair play. You've really done that fish justice, and that's what it's all about. So yeah, nice little evening there, buddy. Thank you for that. Thank you for being my co-pilot.
Yeah, it's been good, mate. Yeah, trying to snipe a few more fish off of Ricky. I like to do a preview for next week, but I haven't been able to get him to sign off on this next week's auction.
Well,
So
we've been a bit stretched this week, mate. Obviously we are, although fit, it's small business syndrome, isn't it? Where we're stretched a lot of the time, and yeah, I'm sure it'll be a great spread.
yeah, I just need to
Um,
get him to sign
I
off
don't
on
know
it,
whether
Chris.
Joe's disappeared or I've just
I
disappeared
think
there. Joe, you still with us?
I can hear you, but I think your internet's dipping in and out. Yeah, I think I've got the photos done. I just need him to sign off on it now, so we'll see. I'm sure we'll have some good stuff next week.
Fair enough. I don't know whether you can hear me, Joe, because my internet's going in and out a little bit. But uh, we've got Thursday night
Yeah,
or Koi Talk Live.
Koi Talk Live, yeah. So you'll catch me and Chris and Ricky
Uh,
over there. I think Crafty Koi and Lee's on. I think and Alan. So it should be a good day.
so we got
Good evening. Nearly a full
nice.
house.
Yeah, should be interesting, mate. It'll be my first proper one because I've been away when we started. So yeah, it'd be good to get involved. And yeah, thanks for everyone for your support. Yeah, any questions, feel free to fire them in to us, or you've got my email on screen there somewhere, I think. So yeah, don't hesitate to get in touch. Thank you for everyone for their support, and apologies to anyone that missed out tonight. But yeah, stay tuned for the next one. And again, just on a personal note, huge condolences and heartfelt sadness from everyone in the koi industry. I think I probably speak for everyone. We are a small industry, and everyone knows everyone. And it was terribly sad news today to hear about Keith's passing. So yeah, yeah, as much I can, yeah, say. I'm not very good with words like this, Joe, but yeah, I guess you can kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I just think when everybody, like you say, everybody knows everybody in this industry. I didn't have a chance to meet Keith or know him, but yeah, it's just never nice to see, is it? So, but like you said, you know, we've kept on with this auction in good spirit, and yeah, obviously heartfelt condolences from everybody at Koi Talk and Koi Wholesale, to friends and family and everybody who knew him.
Yeah, terribly sad. So all the best, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.
See you later.